Hi students, how are you all? I hope so you're all very much fine. Please follow the sanitary precautions and be safe, stay safe at home. So now let it get into the lesson. Already we have completed two chapters, cell and the flower. In cell we have studied about the cell organelles and its structure and functions. In the next chapter, the flower, we have studied about the four different parts of the flower: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So we very well know androecium is a male reproductive organ, gynoecium is a female reproductive organ. So with this connectivity, we are going to deal with the next chapter, pollination and fertilization. So this is our chapter 5, pollination and fertilization. What is pollination? Pollination, transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma. This is a very simple definition for pollination. That is transferring the pollen grains from anther to stigma. Anthers, which contains a powdery substance, is called pollen grains. This pollen grain contains the nuclei which is going to involve in reproduction process. So this is what the answer for what is pollination. Why pollination is important? Because this pollination is the initiative process for the formation of fruits and seeds. So pollination is very important in the plant. How this pollination is going to take place? The pollination takes place in three principal ways. One is autogamy, another one is atenogamy, and the next is allogamy. Autogamy, auto, self. So with this word we can come to know this is the pollination which is going to happen within the same flower itself. The pollen of same flower fall on its stigma itself. It's called autogamy. Second one is atenogamy. Ateno means neighboring. Here the pollen of one flower is going to fall on the stigma of another flower of same plant. The pollen of one flower is going to fall on stigma of another flower of same plant. That's atenogamy. The third is allogamy. Allo means other. Here the pollen of one flower is going to fall on the stigma of another flower of different plant but the same species. Here note down, here the same species but different plant. So this is what the difference between the atenogamy and the allogamy. So what are the three principal ways? Autogamy, atenogamy, allogamy. Pollination must occur between plants of the same species. So this is very important point. Why? Only the pollens of same species of plant will survive and grow further. Okay, so the meaning of this is when a pollen of different flowers going to fall on a different plant, the pollen will not survive there. Only when the pollen of one species going to fall on the same species, there only the pollen and stigma will pollinate and reproduction process will take place. So pollination must occur between plants of the same species. Rest of the types of pollen will fail to germinate and it will perish it away. So pollination must occur between the plants of the same. Next we are going to see kinds of pollination. There are two kinds of pollination. One is self-pollination, another one is cross-pollination. First let us see detailing about the self-pollination. Self-pollination, transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of the same flower. So already we have seen two topics. One is autogamy, another one is atenogamy. Auto self, ateno neighboring. The next third type in the self-pollination is clastogamy. Here clasto means closed. It is anther and stigma lie close to each other and this anther and stigma is going to mature at the same time and there the self-pollination is going to take place. So this is what the mean of clastogamy. So self-pollination which is going to happen within the same flower, that can be classified as three types. One is autogamy, another one is atenogamy and the last is clastogamy. When can self-pollination occur? So there are two favorable conditions where the self-pollination is possible is bisexuality and the second one is homogamy. Bisexuality. Self-pollination can occur in bisexual flowers. That is the flower which contains both male and female reproductive organ in itself. So there the self-pollination is possible. Second one is homogamy. Here the maturation of anther and stigma, it's going to take place in the same time. There the self-pollination is possible. So this is about the self-pollination. And the next we are going to advantages and disadvantages of self-pollination. Advantages. First, it is sure. It's a bisexual flower. So the maturation takes place at the same time. So self-pollination, when the self-pollination is going to take place, definitely it is a bisexual flower which is going to have the male and female reproductive organ within itself, and the maturation of anther and stigma is going to take place at the same time. Second is parental characters are preserved there. The third one is there is no wastage of pollen since it's going to happen within the flower itself. And the fourth one is great economy. So since the pollination is going to take place within the flower need not to attract any pollinating agent towards itself. So it need not to produce any odor, scent, nectaries or brightly colored petals, etc. So that nutritive substance can be utilized by the plant for further growth. So that's what it is, great economy in the self-pollination. Next, disadvantages. So if you take disadvantages, there are two disadvantages. One is poor quality, another one is does not yield new variety. Why? Because the reproduction process is going to take place within the same flower again and again. The flower will become very weak and the plant will become very weak, and since the pollination is going to take place within the plant and within the flower itself, it will not produce any new variety. It's going to produce the same parental offsprings. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the self-pollination. Next is cross-pollination. Cross-pollination. Pollen from the anthers of flower of one plant to the stigma of a flower of another of the same species. So in short, if you want to know, it's very simple. The pollen of one flower is going to fall on the stigma of the another flower of another plant, but same species. So here if you take advantages and disadvantages, advantages, it's going to produce a healthier offsprings because the reproduction is going to take place in different plants, so it produces a healthier offspring, and seeds are abundant. Then the new varieties can be produced in the cross pollination because it's going to transfer the pollen from one plant to the different plant of the same species. So the new varieties are produced. Next is disadvantages. Pollinating agent are not available at proper time. It's not certain. Why? Because the pollinating agent are not available at proper time, and since it's going to transfer the pollen from one place to other place, there will be a wastage of pollen and it is uneconomical to the plant. Why? Because to attract the pollinating agent, it should, the plant, the flowers or the plant should provide a nectaries, a sweet smell and a brightly colored petals for attracting the agents. So it is uneconomical to the plant. Next is, what are the nature favors cross pollination? There are 5 different conditions where the cross pollination is going to take place. First one is unisexuality, that is unisexual flowers. There are some flowers which is going to have either a male reproductive organ or a female reproductive organ. There the cross pollination is possible. The second one is dichogamy. Here the maturation at different times, that is the anther and stigma is going to mature at different times. So the dichogamy can be classified as 2 types. One is protandry, another one is protogyny. Protandry, anthers mature earlier than the stigma. Protogyny, stigma mature earlier than the anther. So here the anthers and stigma is going to mature at different times, so here the cross pollination is possible. Next is self-sterility. Sometimes when the pollens are going to fall within the same flower, the pollen will not survive there. It will fail to grow. So through the cross pollination, the pollen will attach to the stigma and there the reproduction process takes place. It is called self-sterility. That is, the pollen sometimes fail within the same flower, fail to grow within the same flower. The next is hercogamy. the mechanical barriers. Mechanical barriers in the sense the pollen of the flower cannot reach the stigma of the same flower. So this is the mechanical barrier. Heterostyle. In some flowers, the stigma and anthers grow at different heights, which does not favor the self-pollination. The stigma will be very height and the anther will be very low, so that the pollen cannot reach the stigma. So that's what the stigma and anther grow at different heights, which does not favor the self-pollination. Here the cross-pollination is possible. So unisexuality, dichogamy, self-sterility, hercogamy, heterostyle, or the 5 different conditions where the cross-pollination is possible. Okay children, so with this we'll stop this topic today. The rest of the topic will be continued in the next video. I hope so you all understood the chapter. Please go through your book after listening to this, and again I'm telling, please stay at home and be safe. Have a nice day. Thank you.